Last week on Nothing But the Tea.
Down Jägermeister in 2 minutes.
Hey, nah, not gonna do that. So for me, I've got certain things that I do that are, that help me get through the problems. I don't like using substances.
Yeah. Is originality dead? That's the question that we're going to be talking about today here on Nothing But the Tea. My name is Jemimah Ndebele, and I am joined by the lovely, jovial, creative Nahenda, aka Nahenda on the beat, baby. And
listen here,
we're going to be talking about, is originality dead? I think in this day and age where we have so many emerging creatives in Namibia, it's a conversation that needs to be had, really.
I think globally also.
Globally.
Just everybody wants to create all of a sudden. Everybody's finding their inner creativity.
Exactly.
You know how people wanted to be lawyers, but they are also creatives, but they didn't want to take up the creative part.
Yeah.
But now people are choosing creativity over being a lawyer first.
Exactly.
Like they are on TikTok before they are studying and graduating
Truly,
to practice.
the doctors are busy doing the things in the
Literally.
ICU, dog, making TikToks. That's why you must just eat your fruit, guys.
Bruh.
Eat your fruit, because your doctors are making TikToks.
Bruh, creativity is literally everybody wants to bring their career on the internet.
Exactly. But I think that's also with, now this is going to be kind of irrelevant, but I think with TikTok, I know with TikTok, but with COVID-19, it really gave us a scares in your life.
Really
life is
showed us.
actually really short.
It really
And
showed
I
us.
think it's important that we start using and expressing our God-given talents.
Yeah, and I think COVID-19 really brought everybody's in, because everybody was at home, not doing anything. If you clean your house once a week, you clean it. If you're cooking, you're cooking. But you were literally not doing anything.
Exactly.
So you had to bring your inner creativity out and be fun. Find joy in the most simple things.
Exactly.
So, and the most simple things is taking pictures, it's
Creating,
videography, it's writing, it's so many books people wrote came out of COVID. I know so many authors that wrote books in COVID
that discovered their inner writer during that time.
Yeah.
But with that being said, with people tapping into different art forms, is originality dead? Because I think there's really a thin line between originality and not originality but inspiration and imitation, and we spoke about that prior to starting this conversation officially.
Literally copying. I call it copying.
But the thing is, Nahenda, I think copying is a good thing.
Yeah, I think so. But copying and you taking somebody's literally.
I think there's a difference between copying and plagiarism. Because if you plagiarize, like
Maybe.
you're taking it as is, but if you copy, I remember I read this one quote by this other artist or whatever, where it was like copy until you find yourself. And David Bowie also said, he said,
I know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
all the art, the only art I study is the ones I can steal from.
Yeah. I get it when you say copying might be good because there is nothing new under
Yes,
the sun. I'm
truly.
convinced there is nothing new under the
There
sun.
is. Even the Bible says it. Like, even the Bible says originality is dead, guys. So when people come out and they're like, yeah, no, I got this original new thing.
No.
Is it really?
But also, I think we just need to understand that the world is so vast. Things that you are thinking of, it doesn't mean like in your immediate circle nobody's thinking of it.
Yeah.
But somebody somewhere in China or in Australia or in wherever part of the world they are, they've thought about it too.
Truly. And
you executed it, but doesn't mean
somebody did, and you probably
yeah.
executed it in a different way. But I think that's probably my inner chakra hunt speaking. But I truly believe that we are all connected as a human species.
we are. Everything is connected.
Everything is connected.
Everything
because
is connected.
you meet somebody and you're like, I remember I had a conversation with somebody I met for the first time when I took myself on a solo date at a cafe. And
That's so cute. That is so cute. I never take myself out. If I'm going to a cafe, I'm working.
really?
Yeah, like I'm on the laptop.
No, honey.
I never take. Oh, that
You
is so
should take
cute.
your, and you meet such amazing people. So I met this person and I couldn't help but feel I was nudged to just like share my biggest dream. And in doing so, this person was like, dog, I'm actually actively working towards doing something similar. And I'm like, yo, we're actually all connected.
The thing is, everything is connected. That's why I believe in the there is nothing new under the sun.
Definitely.
Because we are living in our different personal realities, but at the end of the day, they all
Interconnected and
they all
intertwined.
somewhat come together. If you really have the right conversations with people, you would know that everything is
Truly.
really connected.
Truly, but also then I have a question. What is the correlation between creativity and originality for you? Like, you as a creative director, you've done so many things, in the creative industry, and many times does something have to be original? And I have a follow-up question for that. Does something have to be original in order to be considered creative?
My take on creativity really is I'm here to create for the world. Like, I don't mind if you take my idea and you run with it. I'm here to create for the world, and people taking my work, fine. If it makes you happy, fine. But honestly, if something is created from a place of excitement, like where you're not looking at Jemimah to be like, oh, let me go check at Jemimah's podcast. She said this, she said this, she said that. This is what I'm gonna say. Just
I'm gonna
erase
take exactly
erase
what
this
you
one
said.
and put a word like this. You know how in uni,
Like,
when you have an
but you just-
assignment,
Susan
sort of just-
said she will drink water. Water was drank by Susan. It's a whole thing.
done. But if you create from a place of just like your heart, like genuinely, you thought of this idea.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's out there in the world. Doesn't matter how it's portrayed. If you thought of it and you were happy doing it, you are happy
Executing
whether
it,
you are happy whether you are shooting something, whether you are painting, whether you are any type of creativity that you're happy doing from your heart, then that's creativity and that's original to you. To you.
So that is then the correlation of originality. And because I think with originality and creativity, I think
It's original to you.
I think with that comes I don't want to say but imitation is inevitable.
Yeah.
When it comes to creativity and all of that. So I don't really think I strongly believe originality is dead, particularly in the way that it is defined in the modern creative world.
But my thing is, and I get when you say originality is dead. My thing is, if you create from a place of whole, and you understand that this world, people are copying, people are doing what, but whatever you think of is yours, then that's original to you because you have thought of it. You didn't go around snooping to see who's doing what, literally, if you were to write a book, you told your story the same way it is, but somebody else can tell your story different. It's like character, It's like
Truly.
character, It's like people know who you are. You know who you are, so it's really that's like the slight difference. Honestly, like people tell their stories different. to what you know of them.
Exactly. It's that thing of,
And that's why I'm saying that I'm original to me, because that's what I have chosen to be. That's what I am, and that's where I'm gonna create from. But now, if you know me as a different character because you have perceived me that way, and the reason why you perceive me that way is because of your experiences in life. It's not necessarily because I'm not original. It's just whatever you have gone through in life, and then you have come and you're like decided who I am based off of your experiences. So it's basically projection.
Yeah.
So if you are projecting what I am and you're trying to tell me what I am, then that's not original. But if I know who I am and I create from me, why not? Why can't it be original to me? Because that's all I know.
Truly.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's all I know.
But I think with that, it also comes that thing of a wise woman once said, I will continue telling my story, even if it is similar to, say for instance, you and I, we have to tell the same story.
Yeah.
And so many times it happens that you hear the same thing, but just in different forms. It's important that people feel comfortable and confident enough to tell a story or their own stories, because regardless of whether it's been put out in the world before, nobody can put it out the way you will.
Yeah.
Because we all are, unique.
Yeah. I think that's why every time I have a creative idea, whether it's a show, whether it's a music video, I'm not afraid to talk about it. I'm not afraid to say, oh, I have this plan of shooting in a store, in the chips section, bright colors, what. You can go copy it, but how you're executing it, it's not the same that I'm going to execute it. So when you go and do your thing, fine. In your own way, you add a little of yourself. And then I come and do the same thing. You put it together. It's really going to be different. It's going to be in the same location, but if I created from a place of me and what I know,
Nahenda's perspective, in Nahenda's vision,
then it's going to be different. That's why the thing is, where we say originality is dead is really because people don't try anymore, People are not interested in who they really are. You just kind of copy everything.
Especially, I think that also social media comes into play with that, because I think even that thing of, because your brain, say for instance, you even go to sleep, the last thing you see is what you end up dreaming about. So, but even with that plagiarism is then subconscious. But in this day and age, because of social media, it's sort of intentional. Like, I see Nahenda doing this, so I'm going to do exactly that.
We don't try.
I see it trending.
We don't try. I think that's why I like a quote that I see of it says, we live in each other's assumptions. I'm not who you think I am. I'm not who I think I am. I'm who you think I am. So basically, your thoughts are what I'm portraying, but you're not even thinking. you're not even thinking that. But I'm assuming you're thinking that, and then like we kind of just live in a bubble of really assumptions. Just assuming.
That leaves,
and that's what kills originality. Because instead of being fixated on knowing you really, so you can create from that place, you look at a TikTok creator's work, and then you're like, I'm gonna copy this. But you didn't even see if you do you like it? No. Are you interested in the idea? No. It's because it has this much views, this song has this much views, this kind of concept has this much views, so I'm going to do it. So we cannot call that originality, because
that's straight up plagiarism.
Yeah. That's why the idea that originality is dead is derived from that. Honestly, because everything we're doing is for clout.
Do anything for clout.
We do anything for clout. Everything we're doing it for clout. We are looking at the amount of numbers something is doing.
Pool. And because I think that's also, TikTok is such a good example of originality being dead, but at the same time coexisting and so alive. Good. Because the thing is, it starts with a single idea, and then you see the variations of that idea, but at the same time you see the exact same thing. So TikTok is really like a what do you call it?
It's a creative playground, honestly. There's people that are original, there's people that are just straight up copy.
Exactly. It's an amalgamation of these, of copies of just brilliance as well.
I like to compare Instagram and TikTok, where TikTok, there are people on there that really are just telling their own stories, how they want to be told. There are people on there that are fake motivating people, where like you go read a book.
I started a restaurant with one rice.
Yeah, you go read a book and then you come and you literally narrate what's written in the book to us. Like you're like, yeah, you should manifest your dreams. Law of attraction. Law of attraction. But it's literally you're narrating a book that you have read.
And the thing is, you manifested your own stuff to begin with.
So that's the thing. TikTok is that. It's where like people dabble in everything. And Instagram to me is just straight up fake. I call Instagram an island. That people really their realities are here in Namibia, but when we all go on Instagram, we think we are living with Beyonce. We are on the same island. We are all on that island, and we are faking it.
Facts.
We are faking it.
Instagram is really where you fake it to make it.
It's all just fake.
Because I can tell you what you wanna. I can tell you what I want you to see, to hear, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Definitely.
I could tell you that, dog. I could lie and say I started a multi-million-dollar business on Instagram. Who would know? Who gonna know?
And these days people be like, yeah, how I became a successful business owner. Meantime, you're helping your mom outrun her business, but you are the successful business owner. You are creating content using your mom's ideas. You are actually writing her papers, but it's her name that has to sign it off. But when we see you, you are packaging things.
You are doing the things. You know, that's really.
That's where I think that the reason that question comes up is really originality dead. It's because of the things that we see. We should take the time to really just know ourselves and operate from a place of within.
I really think that the best way to conclude this conversation is to say that in this day and age, creativity is so alive. But as much as creativity is alive, originality is dead.
It is. I would really fully like to agree with that. But there's really just artists that I see on a daily, and to them, whatever they are putting out, they believe it's real. And if it's real to somebody, you can't take that away from them.
But I also think there's this one thing that one great philosopher once said. Great men have stood on the shoulders of giants. Right?
True.
So these artists that you then see, they are great in their respective rights. You are great in your respective rights. But that is because you have subconsciously accumulated and stood on the shoulders of giants that have come before you without even knowing it. Be it your ancestors. Be it a video that you saw when you were
I agree
younger,
with that.
you know.
I agree
but it
with
doesn't
that.
take away from the fact that you're brilliant.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I think I'm only fighting the facts because I did a campaign with the National Art Gallery. I think was it last year? I think last year or the 2020. 2020 coming to 2021, called "What's Your Story?" And I had the opportunity to meet like painters, to meet like weave makers, like original artists. And when you go, we go to these people's houses where they come from, that's where we want them to tell their stories. And when you see where somebody comes from and then you see their work, I'm like, this person doesn't have a smartphone. In the house there's no TV. So where does all of this creativity come from? It's original.
It's original.
It's original. And that's why I'm like, if you're creating from a place of who you are, where your own experiences, where you're coming from, then originality is not dead. But if we are faking it for the internet, 100% originality is dead.
Even though there is
100%.
nothing new under the sun. So I think it's very like a...
Influencers are copying each other. I think the internet had a huge part in playing
In
on
killing
the,
originality.
in playing on the fact that originality is dead.
The internet has murdered originality,
Yeah.
and Nahenda
much
and
as-
I
yes.
are dancing on its grave.
As much literally, literally, as much as like it frees us, we get to watch success stories and be motivated. It frees
The
us.
One Rice restaurant.
Yeah, we get to see what maybe sparks us and makes us come alive in terms of like fashion, music, culture, because that's where we on the internet is where we really connect. I think in hindsight, it really played a big part in
killing originality.
in creating from a place of originality, from a place of who you are, because we have lost ourselves. We don't operate from ourselves. We're not even interested. You're not even interested in learning what you like to do. You would rather go to a cafe and pretend like you like coffee so you can take a picture, but you don't even like coffee. But you need to get the coffee picture on your Instagram
content.
Because content.
Yeah.
And in that aspect, I say
Originality is dead.
it's dead.
That's it from Nahenda and I, guys. It has been amazing having this conversation with a woman as brilliant as yourself.
Thank you.
But
Thank you
know,
for inviting me.
It's been an
I
honor.
loved this conversation.
And also, ons ken Jalofan stories here on Nothing But the Tea. So be sure to catch us again next week here on Nothing But the Tea with me, from me, Jemimah Ndebele, and my lovely guest. It's
Nahenda, aka Nahendas. Darling, I'm a berry on the side.
goodbye.